Hey guys, I want to do a video on this diagram you guys see behind me, or onto my my right side in the videos, and I want to show you this before I head out on my trip. I like the way this is set up and laid out, but you guys can all do this. It's very simple, but it's really an amazing way to view time visually. You can just see time, you can see a day in a pattern, you can see a day in the same pattern as a year and a week. So I have a few of these, but these are handouts, so you can print the background and then get an hour hand on a clock and just make these. They're amazing. Now this one on this side, guys, is a week Sabbath pattern. So there's a clock you can get which just the hand just goes around once a week. So so what we have here, guys, is this is an hour hand, this is a week, and then this is a calendar. And so this is spring, summer, fall, winter, okay? Now that might seem simple and obvious, but when you really look at this, you'll just see how amazing time is, how simple it is, okay? So the first thing is, let's talk about what time it is now, okay? Now, within this pattern here, guys, you'll see that in the center is 1, 2, 3, 4. And that represents the living creatures and the seasons. And that's what this pattern is up here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a pattern of the living creatures, and these are the wheels within wheels. This is the Lord's cherubim, okay? So that's what I have up here. And then this one down here is Enoch's calendar. And Enoch's calendar gives you a, maybe I'll move the camera closer so you can see it, but these are the months. But they're oriented the same way as this pattern of months. So what you first have is you have seasons, okay? So in the center are the 4 seasons of a year, right? So the first season right here is spring. And so that correlates to these month 1, month 2, month 3. So that's month 1, month 2, month 3, okay? So that's when you're looking at this as a calendar, but it's also a clock. So in a clock, you have 4 watches. So this is the first watch. First watch, second watch, third watch, fourth watch. That's night, and then day is first watch, second watch, third watch, fourth watch, okay? So then what you have is you have 3 hours connected to each watch. So these 3 are the first, second, third, fourth, okay? So it's amazing, guys, because it's so simple. It's just like a year. So a year has 4 seasons. So you got 4 seasons. But what happens is a day, the hour hand goes around twice, right? Goes around. So for example, you can see at the time of this video, this section of time here is the Sabbath. And then the day starts here and is night. And now you can see at the time I'm doing this, it's, this is actually 7 in the morning, and this is 8. So it's about 15 minutes till 8. That'll be, when that goes straight up, that's 8 a.m., okay? And so you can see that that's 7 a.m. is the first hour of the day. And then you can see here that that's day, or sunlight. So the dark part is nighttime and this light part is sunlight. So the day starts with nighttime, and then that's the first half of the day, and then there's sunlight. So you can always see on this, you can actually just see on this what the time is, but you can see the day is halfway through, because we're halfway through this this bar here, okay? So then what you do is you say, okay, well, it's the 7th, it's the 7th day of the week. Well, where is that in relation to the month. Well, that's when we would have to look over here, and we are in the 6th month, and then you'd have to, these blocks here are the Sabbath. So let's see if I can point this out. Let's see if this is on the camera. There we go. Right there. Okay. You see that one right there? That's this Sabbath. It's the last Sabbath in the 6th month. And that black dot I have marked as the solar eclipse, which is going to take place tonight. Okay? So then what's going to happen is after this Sabbath, you got, 3 more days, and then we go to, over here, we go to the 7th month. Okay? So you always, when you see here where we are, okay, this is the 7th day. Then this is the 1st day, the 2nd day, the 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day. So you're laboring to enter into rest. Okay? But, when you're looking at this in terms of watches and time, it's also a calendar. So the hour hand goes around twice. So we're in the time that it's starting 1, the first hour, and that's sunlight. So this, obviously the hour hand will go around once. Then when it's nighttime, it would be nighttime here, and that will be the 1st day, and it will go around for nighttime and then sunlight. So this, if any of you are interested in any of this, it's just really cool to do this and to look at time this way visually. Okay, there are other things about this. This is a one-off pattern that I drew. There's other ones that look more like, like that are actually a little bit better for a calendar and clock. But when you have this guys, it's a calendar. Okay, and it's amazing. And there's another one I can do. And I actually just want to show you guys this. I like this one a lot, too. Try and get this so we can see it at a good distance. I like this one, too, because you see the rainbow colors in the middle? In that circle? Well, those are this red arm measures the days of the week. So the circle here is like this pattern here, okay? Now you can see this one is up here, but this doesn't have a battery in it, but this should be up here. But then what you have is with one clock you have both patterns in one. Now you don't have the nighttime, sun time, daylight, like you do in this pattern. It's just a circle. But what you have here, guys, is when you look at this is, yes, it's a clock. This is the clock. It goes as the hour hand. It goes around. And yes, it's you can see the months. You can see the signs, right? But the other thing about this, I'm going to correct this, but you can see right here I have this point, and this whole thing, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to position this and turn it, because what happens is, if you follow my time series, you know that the time period from Passover, so if we're looking here, this is Passover, and if we go to Feast of Weeks, this whole time is a Sabbath. And so now what you have is, when you're looking at this, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But what I want to do is see the yellow is Sabbath. So I would have the yellow over here. So I would just turn this whole thing. Then when you're looking at this now, you can actually see the sections of the year, which are 4 times 7 weeks, or 49 days within this pattern. So you can actually see the cycle of weeks throughout the year. And you may not even know that that happens. But Pentecost, when you count the Omer, is 50 days. And when you're counting 50 days, you're actually counting 7 times 7 weeks, 49 days. Well, that 49-day cycle happens throughout the year. Okay? So you got month 1, 2, 3. Then within that falls this cycle. It's a Sabbath. Then between that, then after Pentecost is first, is 50. And then that would have the 50th week, and then you would begin this cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that way you can actually look at a year and say, oh, we're in this week section of time. All right? I know a lot of you guys don't understand that, but it's really important to me because there are councils that meet at these particular times. But anyway, now within this pattern, while I have it here, let's look at some other things. So you can see when you have this, if you have one of these, it's got more information on. You can see here it's 1 and it's white. 2 is red. 3 is black. 4 is pale. So obviously now what we have is the 4 generals, the 4 horse riders. So they also are expressed through seasons, right? And we also have the living creatures. Taurus, ox, Leo, lion. And then Aquila is actually here, but Aquarius is man. But within the 4, there are 4 royal stars. So you have Aldebaran appearing in Taurus, Regulus appearing in Leo, Antares appearing in Scorpio, Fomalhaut appearing in Aquarius. Okay? So those are the seasons, and those are the 4 generals. So those are council settings of the 4 military generals. Okay? But I like this one because in one clock you get both. You have the pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12, and 7. So again, the red counts the day, or goes through the day of the week, and will tell you the day of the week. So you can see a day. Remember, it goes down around twice, once, nighttime, sunlight, and you can actually say, once you know the day, you can say, oh, I'm in the 6th month, going into the 7th month, which is up here. Okay, so I'm going to make another one of these. Now this one you have to special order, guys, because it has a week hand and an hour hand. And I forgot where I got these, but this is very nice. But I can give you a link to where they make this clock, and then I can redo this, and then you guys can print a copy of this. It's very, very cool. Okay. Now within this, guys, there's other things. I've covered this in my other videos about how this Sabbath pattern has other patterns within it. So for example, this ring here is 50. And that actually helps you see the weeks of the year. So the weeks of the year are weeks 1 through 50. Now the 52 weeks, or the other 2 weeks, is unleavened bread and tabernacles. But if you count Pentecost, then you actually have 50 weeks. So that's the 50-week cycle. I have other videos on that. I can post those, okay? But guys, this is amazing. Within this, you know, it's an unusual calendar because normally on a calendar it's, you know, it's just linear, but this goes diagonal, okay? And so diagonally what you're seeing here is the Sabbath. So you just, and if you look up close, I'm not going to do it here, but if you look up close, you'll see I have the Gregorian day. So you see the Gregorian day in relationship to the Enoch day, okay? Now, for the Hebrew months, the month of Av and Elul, it was identical. The Enoch calendar was identical. The difference being is that the Enoch calendar has 31 days in the 6th month. The Hebrew calendar has 29. So these are 2 extra days. So then what happens is the Enoch calendar is different by 2 days, is 2 days later over here than the Hebrew calendar. Okay? But these are just things I want to point out. And I have other videos that cover why it's on the days that it is and stuff like that. But even if you don't use the Enoch calendar, guys, and you're like, okay, Leland, I don't understand that. That's fine. Guys, if you were to get these 2 clocks here and just have them and just set them, you set this to the hour, and then you'll just see that the way that God set up time, there's such order to it. It's so beautiful. Like here we are, it's getting close to the 2nd hour, right? But that's a season. So the day starts with night. And the night starts with spring. So the first 3 hours of night when the sun goes down is like springtime. Just like a year. And then the next 3 hours are like summer. And then fall and winter. So the 12 hours of either nighttime or daytime are also within it. It's expressed through seasons. So the hours and the changes, and that's what is nice about this one, is that you do see the difference of, obviously it's not, there's only twice a year, it's 12 hours, but this one you can actually see the month and then how much there's sunlight in that month, okay? Because it all obviously differs. But guys, I just wanted to show you this, but because I'm not going to be able to take this with me, and I really like it. But I encourage you that are interested in the time and the calendars to do these two, especially this one. You can get an hour hand any arts and crafts store anywhere, and print this off and have that up, and then you can see the time of the day and the month, and it's a great way to acclimate yourself to the true calendar. It's amazing, guys. I was noticing that when you're looking at the months in the Gregorian calendar, actually the last months of a year are, think about it, it's September, right? October, November, December, right? Well, if you actually look at the root in the Latin of what those mean, sept means 7. Ocho is 8, right? Nove is 9. Dece is 10. So here, just within the actual names, when you say September, October, November, December, you're actually saying 7, 8, 9, 10. But they're not. September is in the Gregorian, is the 9th month. So what happened, guys, is the Caesars, they changed the number. So the Julian calendar used to start in the 3rd month. It used to start at the spring equinox. But the Caesars changed it, guys. There's the one that changed the times and seasons. And so the Julian calendar is what the Gregorian is based off. They changed it. But when you actually say the month, you're actually saying a number. But they were actually on the right season as the Hebrew calendar. So their year started in the 3rd month. It started in the spring equinox. But then the Caesars changed it, and they started adding their names to it and fighting over how many days. It's ridiculous. Pagan. It's the beast system. So we should come out of it. So guys, just wanted to share this with you. In all these videos I have this. I'm not going to have it anymore. I'm going to break this down Or maybe someone wants it. If someone wants it, I'm gonna give it to them, and I can make another one. But I wanted to show you this for any of you interested. When you get the handout, it looks a little different than this pattern here, but it's a really cool way to see the way God really organized time, okay, through clocks. So God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. What I'm going to do is I'll throw into the description here some of the time series. So some of these things that it's amazing how much you guys struggle with time and looking at, it's just a old cow looking at a new gate. But, you know, this is God's order, guys, and we want to be in His order. So praise God. So God bless you guys, and thanks for watching.